Hey everybody. Today on the news, we'll be discussing how the director for Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla Kong will not be coming back for the next movie in the franchise. We will also be discussing how Disney has announced the first writer for a possible X-Men project. We will also touch in on how Disney has announced they are doing a movie based on Club 33, which was a restaurant in Disneyland slash club. And then we will also be talking about the recent uh, release from Netflix of Geralt as the Witcher. All right, everybody. As you can tell, the 600-pound Luffy in the room after a banquet is that I am not Blaine. Blaine is on vacation this week, or for the next couple days. So I will be handling the news. So we're going to get a little different for you guys. Today, to start off with a heartbreaking announcement, but Adam Wingard, as you can see here, is not returning for Godzilla Kong sequel. Super unfortunate. I know not everybody loves the CGI monster fest that are these new Godzilla movies, but I, for one, love them. They are the perfect theater experience. And it says here that the reason he is not going to be returning was he has already signed on. So down here, he's signed on to work on a title called Onslaught. And unfortunately, Warner Brothers is making a lot of money off of these movies. So they have gone ahead and greenlit the next movie to move forward. Well, unfortunately, with some timing problems, it's looking like he will not be directing this movie. Which, I mean, maybe that'll be okay. Maybe they'll give us a break and we'll get another different twist on a movie. I'm hoping personally this movie has to deal with Martians because I loved the older movies when they get really off the rails and we're talking like aliens come to Earth and things like that. We've done Hollow Earth for a couple movies, so let's take the step forward and do something cool. Now, I did want to show you guys in Criticless. So as you see Godzilla versus Kong here, is sitting at a decent. I disagree with that. As you can see here on the right, I gave it 80%. I think this movie is a lot of fun. So it hurts my heart a little bit that this movie didn't do well, but that's okay because Godzilla Kong, the new Empire, is sitting at a 65, and we're got 55 votes on this bad boy. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And you see, I gave it 85%, and my friends with benefits gave it 82%, which is really cool. So I know like these are the people I picked that are my friends with benefits section. And so it's cool seeing what they would give this movie. All right. So next bit of news I want to talk on. The X-Men movie at Marvel Studios has gained momentum and they've gained Michael Leslie as a screenwriter. I haven't seen a ton of Michael Leslie's works, but I am a huge fan of the X-Men franchise. I grew up on it as a kid. I've just recently finished the X-Men 97 series, which I loved. I just I really hope that Michael Leslie can do a good job of carrying or bringing the X-Men back on the screen in a new sort of franchise. I know we're about to get Deadpool with Wolverine in it, and I'm hoping my personal preference is that we don't see Logan or Hugh Jackman again as Logan. I'm hoping that we'll get something different. I don't know who. There's a lot of rumors floating out there about possibles, but it's all fan picks. I don't think there's anything officially picked out yet. Now, Michael Leslie's most recent movie, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I've heard mixed reviews on. Some people have said this was unneeded. Some people have really enjoyed it. So we'll see. I don't think this is a project we will see anytime soon. Yeah, they're in no rush and they're taking their time, picking out the right candidates. So I'm hoping Disney's kind of learning from the past failures with their Marvel projects. And it seems like Disney slash Marvel are taking their foot off the gas with limiting their releases. So hopefully that's good news. Like I said, like most of this stuff, these are all his writing projects. I've seen the Assassin's Creed and I enjoyed it. I played the games. I thought it was a fun adaptation. But besides that, I haven't seen any of these. Now, I will say these all seem to be kind of heavy, which X-Men has does normally deal with kind of like heavier material. So hopefully they can kind of infuse that and give us still an enjoyable X-Men movie. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna, maybe I'll say a couple prayers or something and do a couple crosses for it, and we'll see what happens. So the next news I want to talk about: Disney Club 33 is being turned into a movie. Disney has been doing this for a long time. This isn't really shocking news. I had never heard of Club 33 until they released this. I've also never gone to Disneyland. I live on the East Coast, it's on the West Coast. I'm not going to go all the way over there for it. But apparently, Club 33, for those who don't know, was a club opened, I think it was back in the 60s, and it was kind of secretive, and only the people that were in the know knew about it. And they were the only ones who were going to it, and it was kind of ritzy. And some say that there's other things that go on there, which we'll get into because maybe things are going on there. Who knows? But as we see here, they've got some people signed on for it. Uh, Deadpool and Wolverine's Sean Levy has signed up to produce a new film. They're also brought in Darren Lemke, who did Kung Fu Panda 4 and Gemini Man. So Kung Fu Panda 4 was recent. Gemini Man's a couple years older to do some writing. Then we also have Dan Levine, who did The Boogeyman, Shadowbone, and Dan Cohen also serve as producers. So, I mean, it's got some big names attached to it. It could be. Now, what I find interesting is the story they're going for. This feels like a very much like a detective story, but as you can see here, the story centers on Kim, a young aspiring detective living in present day New York who receives a mysterious invite to the highly secretive Club 33. The Hollywood Reporter's description reads, in this case, it's a magical and exclusive dining club that exists outside of time and space. The club's members are the greatest and most iconic members of the past, geniuses, royalty, and history makers. When a murder is committed on the premise, the patrons look to Kim to solve it. So that kind of sounds like we've got some sort of Doctor Who esque murder mystery going on, which could be cool. I mean, there's been several murder mystery movies, a lot of Agatha Christie being recreated in the last couple years with Death on the Nile, Murder on the Oriental Express. So there is interest in that. We have things like Glass Onion. So there are a lot of those kind of whodunit movies going on right now. But then you add in the twist of it's outside time and reality, and we might get famous people like, I don't know, Genghis Khan muscling in with Winston Churchill or Abraham Lincoln. So it could be pretty cool. But what I find interesting is the hold on a sec. Let me get my conspiracy theory tinfoil hat on and my hater blockers. Okay. So Disney 33 and just Walt Disney in general has always kind of been tied up around the theory that is Disney and Illuminati or part of the Freemasons, which, I mean, everyone comes out and says, no, it's not possible. Like, he never actually signed up for a Freemason. We would tell you guys. But there are certain rumors floating around, especially around this club, with it being so exclusive and not talked about so much. There were a lot of theories that, Disney had built this for the Freemasons in order to have them have a meeting spot and maybe do some more nefarious things. I don't know. I can't say. We can only theorize. So if you have any theories on that, you should definitely comment, let us know. Or if I'm full of it, just let me know. I'm always curious to see what those people have to say. Now, I did want to touch on, like I said earlier, this is not Disney's first, foray into making their rides or attractions into movies. Recently, we had Jungle Cruise here. We don't have very many votes on it. I had not heard a lot about this movie. I Some people saw it, but not a lot of people seem to have gone and seen it. If you have seen it, please join criticless.com. Come on here, it's free. You can leave your review. Let me know if I should watch it. If it's worth me watching, I'll find a way to watch it. It might be on Disney Plus. Oh yeah, it is. So you see right here, it is on Disney Plus. So maybe if enough of people come on here and review it and say I should watch it, I'll jump on and watch it. But also, what I did watch and enjoyed was Haunted Mansion. I think this is actually their most recent reboot, which this has had 3, 4 movies. And this was actually a really enjoyable remake of uh, the Haunted Mansion movies, but also of the ride. A lot of subtle nods. I haven't gone and ridden the ride since I was a child, but I really enjoyed it then. And there was definitely some nods in this movie that I was like, oh my God, I remember this from my childhood. This is fantastic. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Pirates of the Caribbean movies because, I mean, I feel like this is the most famous Disney ride that was made into a movie. I loved this ride when I was a kid, and I love this movie. As you can see, I gave it 100%. This is just a perfect movie in my books. You guys should get on here and review it. Like, it's sitting at 91%. If you haven't watched it recently, go watch it and then come review it. Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on, and I know Blaine's touched on this multiple times, so I'm not bringing any fresh, hot news on this one, but Netflix was tired of everyone, going on about what might The Witcher look like with Liam Hemsworth. So, uh, they've revealed a 30-second teaser, basically, and this is the still from it. I can tell you that. I watched it. It's nothing crazy, but this right here is the reveal. I'm in Blaine's boat of they should have just stopped. If they couldn't keep Henry Cavill happy, they should have just stopped the franchise. They should have hung up their caps and just said, "Okay, cool. That was a fun run." And instead, we're going to get this season. I don't think it's going to be great personally. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably not wrong. But we shall see. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed our content today, please make sure you like, subscribe, come back tomorrow. I'll be bringing some more fresh news tomorrow. Also, go on criticless.com, review some of these movies. If you've seen them, come leave your opinion. I would love to read your opinions, get to know you guys a little bit better. We all bond over movies. That's what we do. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.